where the tricolor waves with pride and the spirit of freedom fills the air, I welcome you all for our Independence Day celebration. From the snow-capped mountains of Kashmir to the golden sands of Rajasthan, from the lush tea gardens of Assam to the backwaters of Kerala, today we are not many states. We are one nation, one soul, incredible India. As we come together to honor the sacrifices of our freedom fighters and celebrate the progress of our nation, it is my great honor to extend a heartfelt welcome to our respected principal, Mme. Anna Nina George, whose guidance and dedication and vision continue to inspire us every day. As a small token of our respect and appreciation, may I now invite Melisha to present a flower to our esteemed president. Thank you, Melisha. As a token of our gratitude and respect, I now request my classmates to present the roses to our faculty as a symbol of beauty and inspiration they bring into our lives every day.
Thank you very much.
By the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment of the Government of India aims to raise awareness against drug abuse and promote a healthy, drug-free lifestyle. In support of this mission, the Department of Social Welfare of the Government of Goa has initiated a mass pledge activity to encourage youth to join the movement for a drug-free India. Today, GVM's Dr. Dadavadi College of Education proudly joins this initiative, pledging to continue towards building a drug-free India. To represent our united commitment to the cause, I now invite Ms. Sejal to take the lead for the pledge.
All of you are requested to stand straight in your places, extend your right arm forward, and repeat the pledge after me. Youth is the energy. Youth is the energy of any nation.
Youth is the energy of any nation.
And the power of youth
has
of society and our country. Therefore, it is very important the maximum number of youth join the drug-free India campaign. Accepting this challenge of the country, today we unite under the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan and take a pledge that not only the community, family and friends, but also ourselves will be drug-free. Because change should start with ourselves. So let us all together take a firm decision to make our state Goa drug-free. I pledge that I will do everything possible to the best of my ability to make my country drug-free. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Seshan. We have an exciting lineup of events, voices of inspiration, and moments that will make us swell with pride as Indians. So without a further delay, let's begin. The success of any competition lies in the wisdom and fairness of its judges. For the final round of the Patriots Podium, we are honored to have a distinguished panel with us. I warmly welcome Assistant Professor Mrs. Akshata Samant, whose unwavering dedication and remarkable expertise continue to inspire not only her students but also her colleagues, enriching the academic community with a passion for teaching and learning. It is my privilege to extend our heartfelt welcome to Assistant Professor Sir Sanjay Sir, renowned for his insightful guidance, constant encouragement, and ability to ignite curiosity and confidence in every learner he mentors. Assistant Professor Sir Sanjay Sir. And I'm truly delighted to welcome Assistant Professor Mr. Sunil Kumar, whose wealth of experience, Associate Professor Sir Sunil Kumar, whose wealth of experience and profound knowledge bring immense value and prestige to our event, setting a role of excellence for the occasion. We welcome you. May I now request our volunteers to do the needful. For the final round of our very own Patriots Podium, a platform where the top selected speakers will speak for 2 minutes. We have the following participants. On the first stage, we have Ms. Melcha Cardoso.
मेरा देश बदल रहा है, हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. We often hear this line on ads, TV show, social media, and yes, India is changing. We have new buildings, highways, metros. But let's be honest, as we are moving forward towards development, we are also moving backwards towards civic sense. Every single day we can see plastic floating on rivers, wrappers around the streets, and garbage piled up next to dustbin. And what do? We just walk past it. Why? ये हमारा काम नहीं है. But the real problem is not lack of dustbin. It's the lack of habit. We keep our living room shining and clean. And where does that waste go? On our motherland, on the road. So the solution, what's the solution? It begins with a belief. India is my country. So at the end I will say just one thing. A clean India is a proud India. Jai Hind.
Wow, that was truly inspiring. Next on the list, we have Ms. Chaitali Naik. Yes. Ganesha's roll number is 9. Next up we have Chaitali. 16. 1-6.
Good morning everyone. I'll be speaking on the topic Clean India, Proud India. Do you know India produces 16 million tons of garbage every year? But from that, only 30 million tons, 30% tons is treated. But what happens of the rest of the garbage? I think we all know the answer. It ends on the streets, it ends in the rivers, and it also ends in the air that we breathe. We also see that every day. We see people throwing organic waste on the roads, which when decomposed starts stinking, thus polluting the area. We also see people throwing wrappers from the buses. We also see plastic bags flying in the wind. So here, if we all handle our waste properly and segregate it properly, India would become much cleaner, a cleaner place that will attract tourism. And boosting tourism means boosting our economy. So it is our duty to keep our India clean, our nation clean, and we should all be proud of it. So let's remember, the change, it starts with me and with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chaitali. Next up on the list we have roll number 7, Kritika Jan. Roll number 7, Kritika Jan. We'll move on to the next one, that is roll number 39, Ranjita Desai. Roll number 39, Ranjita Desai. Next up we have Tanvi. So we have roll number 39, Ranjita Desai.
नमस्कार. मंदिरातील घंटानाद, मशिदीतील अजान, चर्चमधील प्रार्थना किंवा गुरुद्वारातील कीर्तन, या सर्वांच्या पलीकडे आहे एकच स्वर, तो म्हणजे माणुसकीचा. भारतात विविध धर्मीय लोक गुण्या गोविंदाने नांदताना दिसतात. हिंदू, मुस्लिम, ख्रिश्चन, सीख हे सर्व धर्मीय गुण्या गोविंदाने नांदतात. विविधतेत एकता हे घोषवाक्य नसून आपल्या भारतीय संस्कृतीचा एक अविभाज्य असा घटक आहे. परंतु काही लोक अंधश्रद्धेपोटी किंवा स्वार्थापोटी या धर्माच्या नावाखाली भिंती उभ्या करताना दिसतात. परंतु हे टाळण्यासाठी आपण सर्वांनी एकमेकांच्या श्रद्धांचा आदर राखणे अत्यंत गरजेचे आहे. एकदा गांधीजींना प्रश्न विचारला गेला, तुमचा धर्म कोणता? तेव्हा त्यांनी उत्तर दिलं की जगातील सर्वोच्च धर्म म्हणजे माणुसकी. म्हणूनच आपण म्हणतो ना, धर्म जाती पंथ भाषा द्वेष सारे संपुदे, एक निष्ठा एक आशा एक रंगी रंगुदे. त्यामुळे माणसाने माणसाशी माणसासमोर वागायला हवं. आपण हा संदेश पसरवूया, आपण स्वतः आत्मसात करूया आणि आपला हा भारत देश महान बनवूया. धन्यवाद.
Next on the list we have roll number 83. Roll number 83. Yes. Roll number 30, please be ready.
That is better, no?
भारत मायेक म्हजे पहिले नमन करता. तेच बरे आमच्या स्वातंत्र्यताये खातीर जाणी जाणी आपले प्राण ओपले त्या महान वीराक म्हजे अभिवादन करता. उत्तरम यत् हिमाद्रेशैव दक्षिणम वर्षतत भारतं नाम भारतीयत्र संतती. अशी ही भारत माता समुद्र तिच्या उत्तरेकडे आणि दक्षिणेक जी हिमालयाच्या विराजमान आसा अशा आमच्या भारत मायेक आम्ही अभिवादन करता आणि अशा भारत मायेची आम्ही भुरगी. या भारत मायेन आमकां खूप मोग दिला, आपलेपण दिला. तेच बरी या भारत मायेच्या राखणे खातीर आमच्या वीरांनी आपल्या प्राणाचे झूज दिला. देखून आयच्या ह्या घडयेक म्हजो विशय आसा घरा कडल्या देशप्रेम. देशप्रेम कशें तयार जातलें काय? आयच्यो कार्यावळी आम्ही करतात, जे समारंभ करतात तातूंतल्यान देशप्रेम येतले काय? राष्ट्रगीत अभिमानान म्हणजे देशप्रेम येतले काय? घरा कडेन तो झेंडो लायता तो सकाळचो लायलो आनी सांजचो काडलो म्हणून देशप्रेम येतले काय? ह्या प्रश्नांची जाप तुमकां सोडपाक जाय. हे प्रश्न हांगा उबे करता कारण देशप्रेम म्हळ्यार फकत देशाच्यो गजाली उलोवप न्हय. छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज, स्वामी विवेकानंद हांच्या सारखे महान व्यक्ती जावन गेले ते घरांतल्यान घडले. कारण घरा कडेन तांच्या आवय बापायनी तांच्या भितर आशिल्ले देशप्रेम जागृत केले. तुम्ही म्हणटली देशांतलो प्रेम किंवा देशा मोग हे तयार करून जाता काय? अजिबात ना. सगळ्यांच्या रक्ता भितर देशा विशीं मोग आसा, प्रेम आसा. गरज आसा फकत तें जागृत जावपाचें आनी हें घरा कडल्यानूच जाता, संस्कारांतल्यान जाता, विचारांतल्यान जाता. पूण आयचो हो विचार हांगा दवरता आसतना निमणे कडेन आयोजकांक विनवणी करता कारण देशप्रेमा विशीं 2 मिनटां उलोवप हें तुमच्या आमच्यान सहज शक्य ना. म्हणून वेळेचो मातसो आनीक एक मर्यादा तुमी वाडोवची आनी देशप्रेम जे काळजान भरला तें वाडोवपाक आमकां मदत करची. देव बरें करूं.
Next up we have roll number 30. Roll number 30.
A very good morning, respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends. My topic is Save Nature, Save the Nation. On this proud occasion of Independence Day, we remember the sacrifice of our freedom fighters who struggled to fight from the British rule and who freed our nation. The India is suffering from another struggle, that is the need to save our environment. When we say save nature, save the nation, we say about a healthy nation. And from where does it come? It comes from a healthy natural resource. Our forest, our soil, water, air, these all are our precious gold. If we don't protect this, then they won't protect us. We can give this a small way. By saving nature, we should avoid plastics. We should plant more and more trees. We must spread awareness. So let's come together for a plastic-free environment and let us pledge today to save our Mother Earth. Thank you, Jen.
That was inspiring. Next up on the list we have roll number 15, Anishka. Roll number 15, Anishka. Roll number 104, Suvarna Velip. Suvarna Velip. Next up we have roll number 43. Roll number 43. Okay, we have roll number 15, Anishka.
Close your eyes and imagine India without its rivers. Can you imagine our tricolor flying when the wind itself is gone? No Ganga flowing, no birds singing, no trees breathing. We know our soldiers fought for ourselves, correct? But what about this land where everything we see is plastic? No blue, no air is flowing through it. Our soldiers protect our borders, but our nature is the border that protects us all. We see plastic everywhere. We see everything is going like a garbage. Can we breathe smoke? Can we see our mother crying? Is this the freedom we fought for? So today, I want all of you to take a pledge to fight for our motherland.
Next up we have roll number 104, Suvarna Velip.
Good morning everyone. My name is Swarna Velip and I will be talking on the topic Save Nature and Save the Nation. Our real army is not just soldiers but forests, mountains and rivers. That's our job. Our nature is a life support system of our nation. Every drop of water, every fresh air we breathe, and every grace of food comes from it. When we protect our nature, we protect our peoples, our farmers' harvest, and our future. But when we destroy it, we weaken our own nation's strength. Plant trees, save water, and reduce waste. Remember, a green nation is a strong nation.
Thank you. Our next participant is roll number 97, Saurabh.
Good morning, one and all. I want to talk something effective that our environment is. Okay. I want to talk something effective that our environment is need to change. That the air we breathe, the water we drink, the land we use, all of these are life cycle. We have to protect it for our future generation. If we did not protect, then our future will be in danger. So we have to protect our environment. We have to save our nature for our future generation. Thank you.
Thank you. What an inspiring set of speeches. Truly, our country's future is in bright and capable hands. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Sapna to share a few words and inspire us with her speech on the stage. Kritika Jain.
नमस्कार. देवाकडे जाताना देश लागतो आणि त्या देशाचे आपण देणे लागतो. स्वातंत्र्यवीर सावरकर यांनी हे शुद्ध, स्पष्ट आणि सुंदर विचार मांडले. हा विचार आम्हाला देशाबद्दल फक्त प्रेम नव्हे तर आपली जबाबदारी आहे ह्याची जाणीव करून देतो. आणि ही जाणीव अशीच आपोआप येणार नाही. त्यासाठी आम्हा सर्वांना प्रयत्न करावे लागतील. ही जाणीव अल्पवयातच होण्याची जास्त गरज आहे आणि ही जाणीव घरात व्हावी ह्याच्यापेक्षा सुंदर काहीही नाही. पंचतंत्र त्या टुणटुण भोपळ्याच्या कथेसोबतच भारताचा स्वातंत्र्य लढा, 1857 ची लढाई आणि आपले प्राण देशासाठी अर्पण करणाऱ्या त्या सर्व हुतात्म्यांची जाणीव आम्ही करून घेतली पाहिजे. घर असो किंवा शाळा, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरी. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Kritika Jain. I request everyone to kindly maintain the silence. These were the participants for today's competition. I represent my gratitude to our respected panel of judges for today. I request them to kindly take their seats. Next we have Ms. Sapna with a speech.
Namaste and very happy Independence Day to all. We celebrate this day to remember the struggle, sacrifice of the brave souls who gave us freedom.
India is not just a country, it's the heartbeat of unity, diversity and dreams.
From scarcity to superpower, the story of India's economic rise. August 15, 1947, it was the dead of night. Jawaharlal Nehru was at airport through the parliament. He declared India had kept its tryst with destiny. What he failed to mention was this: the newly severed
India was broke. The British left behind and bleeding country divided, looted and hollowed out. In the 1700s, India accounted nearly 24% global GDP. It was called the Golden Bird because of its humans' wealth and prosperity. By the time the Union Jack came down, that had plunged to just under 4% famines and hollowed out country. Railways served only the colonial extraction. The economic stunt, food storage were common life. Expenses stood at 32 years. The literacy rate was at 12%. To build a future, India first had to survive its present. And yet, from these ruins rose one of the world's most resilient economies. Today, India is the fourth largest economy in the world. So, how did we achieve this? Well, this is that story. Ask anyone who grew up in India in 1950 or 1960s. They will tell you one thing. Scarcity was a draft setting. India's first Prime Minister was a man of science and idealism. Jawaharlal Nehru believed in state life, industrialization, steel plants, dams and banks were built. 5 years plans were borrowed from the Soviet Union. He dictated what would be produced, what quantity and by whom. But along with it came license Raj. To make a pin, you needed a permission. To import a machine, you needed approvals. To set up factory, you needed connection. A full line could take us 7 years. A school had waited life and decayed. Between 1950 and 1980, India's GDP grew at 3.5% a year. At this pace, it would take India decades double its economy. But even this period was not without same wings. There was the Green Revolution of the 1960s. Looming famines turned into the food security. India used to import wheat from the USA, but by 1970, it was the self-sufficient. So there was a success and poverty was widespread. Foreign exchange receipts and dribbling. In 1980, India's per capita income was lower than Sudan's. India tells you how bad situation was, but then came whisper to reform. Rajiv Gandhi took office. He was young and tech-forward. He began strictly with the system. Textiles were deregulated, computers were introduced, telecom was declared and a priority. Growth rose to 5 to 6%. And a flicker urban prosperity appeared. Middle-class families bought the first Maruti Suzuki cars. Color television sets arrived. Live cricket on Doordarshan united the nation. India's economy is no longer crowding, but it was not exactly splitting either. By 1991, things looked very bleak. It was a heavily debt. Inflation was high growth and low investor. Confidence was collapsed. We had enough to last only about 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks. It was barely enough to pay external imports. The government had airlifted its gold reserve to London. It was a collector for the future loans. It also approached the International Monetary Fund IMF. They gave $2.2 million loan. In exchange, India had to agree to structural reforms under the Prime Minister Narasimha Rao and its Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. India did the unthinkable. We finally dismantled the license Raj. To rupee was devalued. Trade barriers were removed. Foreign companies were invited and restriction and the private enterprise were lifted. It was an economic revolution. India's economic is unthinkable. It started to roar. By this earlier 2000, India's new identity was clear. We were the world's IT powerhouse. Cities like Bangalore, Pune and Hyderabad became a global back office for multinational giants. Call centers, software, streams are flourished. Between 2003 and 2008, GDP growth averaged 8.8%. India is no longer just catching up. Middle-class families now shop in malls. fall. But 2010, it was back to 9% growth, even overtaking China in some quarters. For the next half decade, the pace stayed heavy. Growth stayed between the 7 and 8%. And with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi taking the office, the economic remained the top priority. The next few years were marked by record growth. It was fueled by consumption, abundance, and cheap credit, and booming service sector. Smartphones flooded the market, malls mushroomed, air travel became a middle-class routine. India is not just developing, it's inspiring. But the momentum world by 2019 began to sputter, and then came 2022. Then Wuhan virus spread across the globe. India is not as far. The pandemic hit India like a freight train. Cities locked down, demand dried up. It was India's worst economic performance in almost 40 years. But as always, India has rebounded fiercely. In 2021, we were back with a 9% growth. This was led by vaccination drives, record exports, tech adoption at a scale never seen before. UPI transaction exploded, digital classroom went mainstream, rural consumption picked up. From 2022 to 2023, the momentum held. In 2024, there was a slight wobble. But even then, the trajectory was unthinkable upward. In 2025, India celebrated the statistical milestone, $4 trillion economy. It became the fourth largest economy in the world, just ahead of the Japan and little shy of Germany. And we have numbers to prove this. Services are not contribute over 50% of the GDP. Manufacturing cloth in 28%, agriculture in 30%. Indian per capita income in 1947 about 250 rupees in a year. In 2025 is nearly 2 lakhs. We are the once nation of storage. Now, India is a nation of surplus of electricity, for example. But in 2017, India became a net exporter of electricity. It was the first time ever, and since there has been a no looking back. We now export power to Nepal and Bangladesh. In 1950s, we imported a penicillin. Now, India is the pharmacy of the world. We produce 70% of the global vaccines. We export medicines to the world and saw it during the pandemic. India sent vaccines to 160 countries. India's pharma exports now stand over $30 million, and life expectancy was 32 years in 1947. Today is over left. Today is over 70. Then there is a food. When the British left, we are a land of famines. Food security was a huge problem. We depended on the other countries for food aid. But today, we have enough to feed ourselves and much of Asia. India is our world's largest rice exporter, India's world's largest milk producer. And here are the some facts ahead of the Independence Day. Fact number 1, UPI processed 172 billion transactions in 2024. It's a homegrown digital payment platform. And this was a record as a high, almost 5 times of the Visa global volume. Fact number 2, in 1990, India had 5 cars for every 1,000 people. In 2025, that number is over 30. We are the 3rd largest car market in the world. Fact number 3, India got its first smartphone in 2004. Today, we are the 2nd largest smartphone market in the world, just behind China. We are also the 2nd biggest 4G market. Fact number 4, only the 14 million Indians have been on a flight by 2001. Today, we are the 3rd largest aviation market. 174 million people took a flight in 2024. At this rate, we could out the pace of China by 2027. Fact number 5, around 4.4 million Indians travel internationally in 2000. In 2024, that number was at 30. Traveling to foreign country is more and more popular, something that was untenable in 1947.
Now I could go on and go on, but you get the gist. India has come a long, long way since its independence. The path ahead is full of the promise, but also with its own sets of challenges. Inequality remains sharp. Climate change trends everything from crops, coastal cities, and India holds 1x its youth. Nearly 20% of India's population is under 30. If we educate, employ, empower our youth, we may write a second freedom story. So this Independence Day, it's worth remembering this. India has fought hard for its freedom and its prosperity. India fought even harder for it, from famine to forex power, from telegrams to terabytes, from bullet cars to bullet trains, from post-colonial poverty to post-pandemic promise. It's not just what we won in 1947, it's about we have built since then, and that journey is far from ever. The golden bird is airborne again. Thank you.
Thank you, Sapna. Yes. Thank you, Sapna. Those were truly incredible words about our incredible India. I request everyone to kindly give a big round of applause for her. That was truly amazing. Now I request Manisha Karrazu to kindly take over for our further events. I request the patriotic podium judges to take their seats. The next event will be happening, that's the patriotic costume parade. Now comes the most awaited event we all were waiting for. That's the patriotic costume parade. It's my honor to welcome our esteemed panel of judges for today's patriotic parade. Our first judge is someone whose creativity flows effortlessly in his love for arts. He's the one who teaches us how not just to perform, but to feel the rhythm of every beat. Please put your hands together for our very own performing art mentor, Sir Shravan Naik. Next, we have a teacher whose dedication to science and mathematics has inspired countless young minds. She is the perfect example of discipline and intellect coming together. Please join me in welcoming Pranjali ma'am. Our final judge is someone whose presence brings encouragement and whose guidance shapes bright future. We're truly honored to have Ashish sir with us. Please give a loud applause. For today's event, we have the 4 amazing teams lined up to walk the ramp with the spirit of patriotism. And remember, the more you clap, the more energy they bring to the ramp. Let's not waste another second. Rising from the ashes, symbolizing rebirth and strength, our first team takes the stage with the wings of patriotism. Please welcome Team Phoenix. us all, Mother India.
मैं भारत माता हूँ, जहाँ गंगा की धारा बहती है और शहीदों की लहू धरती को पवित्र करती है।
A leader, a statesman, and a true visionary. Here walks Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister.
मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, आराम ही आराम है। काम करो, देश के लिए काम करना जरूरी है। धन्यवाद।
A pioneer of women's education and a fearless reformer, we present Savitribai Phule. A woman of courage and jealous sung heroine, Lakshmi Kandolkar.
भारत माता की जय, वंदे मातरम। भारत माता की जय, वंदे मातरम।
The architect of our constitution, a voice for the voiceless, Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar.
सच्ची आजादी कब होगी? जब हर नागरिक को बराबरी का अधिकार मिलेगा। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Known as the Nightingale of India, a freedom fighter, a leader, and a lyrical soul, here is Sarojini Naidu.
Women are crucial members of the society and they should be free.
With a fearless smile and unmatched courage, he kissed the gallows for India's freedom. The eternal youth icon of revolution, Shahid Bhagat Singh.
मेरे जज्बातों से कि अगर मैं इश्क लिखना भी चाहूं तो इनकलाब लिख जाता हूं।
A ruler of grace, justice and vision, she built temples, roads and communities, leaving behind a legacy of development. Please welcome Ahilya Bai को हिंदी सीखेगी, कल का भविष्य लिखेगी। A man of simplicity, humility and strength who led India with quiet determination. Presenting our second Prime Minister, Lal Bahadur Shastri.
खेतों में किसान और सरहद पर जवान दोनों मिलकर बनाते हैं एक महान हिंदुस्तान। जय जवान, जय किसान, जय हिंद।
His words lead the fire of independence. Here is the fiery patriot, Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar. strategist and a protector of her kingdom, presenting Maharani Tarabai.
त्या मुलांना कळायला हवं मराठ्यांच्या मुलींना ज्या हाताने फुगडी घालता येते त्याच हाताने गर्दने कापता येते. हे दोन्ही धरू त्या औरंगजेबास दाखवण्याची वेळ आली आहे. आई भवानी माते आम्हा शक्ती दे.
A symbol of India's ancient glory, Avanti reminds us of our roots in art, culture and heritage.
देश धर्म